said I'd never join.
Thought living on itself would be too hard.
Let's get right to it. Let's not waste any time. Jordan Poole and draft picks for Washington. Chris Paul, Wizards to Golden State. My reaction, the draft picks are irrelevant. For Golden State, everything is on Steph Curry's timeline. That's also why they got rid of Jordan Poole. I was told after the Draymond Green punch to Jordan Poole that it was a culmination of many things. Jordan Poole trash-talking Clay, trash-talking Steph Curry, trash-talking Draymond Green. And inevitably, that chemistry and that fissure was never healed. There's video of the Warriors during the playoffs. Jordan Poole walking past and pushing Draymond Green. I'm not in any way saying he doesn't have a right to be bitter, and that relationship is never going to be close. But the truth is, it didn't get progressively better. And go ahead and blame Draymond. Draymond's more important to the team. You know, we see it all the time in sports. Two guys battle on a team, you get rid of the less talented or less crucial player. Draymond Green opted out because he can, and the Warriors are going to pay him more to come back. He is their best defender. He is often their best rebounder, best screener, one of their best passers, catalyst, heart and soul of the team. Curry is the shooter and scorer. Heart and soul of it remains Draymond. They're not the same team when he's off the floor. Jordan Poole comes off the bench and can add offense. But this is on Steph's timeline, and Poole is seen as just too immature now and going forward. Now, you say, well, they didn't get much for him. So let's talk about what you get for Jordan Poole. What's his market? What's his market? What the Warriors are telling you is when Steph Curry misses games, or when Steph Curry is on the bench, or when Steph Curry takes a rest during the playoffs, they don't trust Jordan Poole, who did not have a very big trade market. It wasn't like a lot of people were calling the Warriors asking about Jordan Poole, an expensive, albeit talented guard with immaturity issues. You look around the league right now, Zion Williamson's immaturity, Ja Morant's immaturity. Jordan Poole is a less talented version of those two. He didn't have much of a market. So what the Warriors were seeking is when Steph is out, missing, taking a breather, big playoff moment. Chris Paul's the grown-up who can fill in and lead the offense. I also believe it tells you something else. Because everything goes through Steph Curry. They gave him a heads up on this trade. He was fine with it. Does it tell you that Chris Paul believes he is going to have opportunities to start and play alongside Steph Curry? Because of Curry's capacity to shoot and ability, and because he's known as one of the great movers without the basketball, Steph Curry can slide over to the number two. Now, it would be a small backcourt. Chris Paul the point, Curry off ball. But Steph Curry is great off ball. And what this would allow, move off Klay Thompson. Just a thought. Is this the first of other moves? Because yes, Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, but then there's Gary Payton and Moses Moody. Again, 5 guards that need time. When you start looking at Golden State, and my takeaway is the signal I get is they're re-signing Draymond Green. They're not relinquishing Looney or Wiggins. Steph Curry is the face of the franchise. Is this a preemptive move to get Curry to play some 2 guard and move off Klay Thompson? Feels like it to me. The idea that Chris Paul he's just simply too old. Again, you're not asking him to play big games or big minutes. What you're crossing your fingers on is availability in important minutes. vital minutes late in the season. That's what you're making this move for. All right. I think Chris Paul comes into this situation eager, willing to restructure his deal, willing to come off the bench, willing to be the lead and let Steph play off the ball. I think a lot of this worked because the Warriors called Chris Paul. He's a high IQ player and said, listen, we'd like to bring you into a winning culture. We're going to ask for some sacrifices. And I think Chris Paul at this stage in his career looked at the Clippers, really old, Kawhi and Paul George never available. Lakers, really old, Anthony Davis not often available. And then he looked at the Warriors and thought, Steph, Draymond, Wiggins, Looney. These guys won a title a year ago. So I think discussions were had between the Warriors and Chris Paul, his agent, Chris Paul, Steve Kerr, Mike Dunleavy Jr. I think Chris is going to Golden State with the idea of being part of a championship team. He knows where he's at this point in his career. And it is interesting. Porzingis to the Celtics is viewed as a big gain by Boston. Yet Boston doesn't have a title. Porzingis gets hurt a lot. They still don't have a facilitator at point guard. And Jaylen Brown and Tatum are still sort of clunky at the end of possessions, end of games. Yet that's perceived as a win. The often injured Porzingis, who has at times struggled to play with others. Marcus Smart to the Grizzlies, that is a win. They let go of Tyus Jones, a significantly more dynamic offensive player for old Marcus Smart. That's viewed as a win. Tyus Jones to the Wizards. That's seen as a bit of a steal.
He sucked.
He is a really, really talented young player. Why is there so much cynicism with winning point guard Chris Paul going to a championship culture? With Wiggins,
yes,
Draymond, Steph, Steve Kerr. I think a lot of it is
crazy. The crazy thing is, you're not gonna win, and I'm
kind of a belief.
I'm BSing right now. I'm literally listening to this podcast,
and now it's just older and going off a cliff. But weren't these same people excited for Chris Paul to the Lakers and Chris Paul to the Clippers?
I'm gonna get you out this joint after I get the ball back.
Never available.
Fuck no.
LeBron's giving you now 58 games a year, and Anthony Davis is giving you 60. Why are people excited?
I'm not sweet down there. Come on, bro,
Chris Paul, the Lakers, that would take the ball out of the hands of Austin Reeves, who's not a natural two-guard, and LeBron, who just came off his worst shooting year and doesn't play off the ball well. But they don't think it works.
Yeah, lucky I'm not locked.
Folks, basically, Chris Paul is a high IQ veteran player that will spell Steph Curry, high IQ veteran player, and allow Steph to occasionally play off ball.
Oh my God.
I don't see the miss here. You can't be excited about Chris Paul to the Clippers and the Lakers and then think it's a fatal mistake Chris Paul to the Warriors.
You
have better, more reliable teammates with the Warriors, better culture with the Warriors, better teammates, Steph Curry, with the Warriors. I think it works. June is championship month in sports, NHL playoffs, and $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Go out and have some fun this weekend. Again, download the Game Time app. $20 off your first purchase. The redeem code is COLIN. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed at Game Time.
Yeah,
I'll never join.
That's why I'm messing right now, actually.
I said my job wouldn't matter.
Joining the Navy sounds crazy.
Saying never actually is.
Victor Wembanyama going number one, San Antonio Spurs from France. Over the course of my life, I have seen basketball pivot, professional basketball pivot several times.
You just put your body against the basket and then tap square.
You know, the big centers, Bob Lanier, Nate Thurmond. You really had.
Let me try this. Hold on. Let me try this one. Hold on.
To be a championship contender. It all started with Bill.
No, that's not the animation I wanted.
And then the emergence of skill and the dynamic athlete, the Michael Jordan.
Tap square now.
The Kobe Bryant.
But you got to be farther away from the basket, but.
We're now more marketable, more explosive, more talented, and they could lead you to championships.
You got a nasty animation now.
We have seen the emergence of small ball.
Like your animation is bad.
Basket centers have been completely marginalized. Small ball warriors, play small, play fast, hit threes. I do think the league is pivoting again, and a lot of it is.
Why you just let me have it? The game's over, bro. The game's over.
7-foot-plus athletes from Europe who are highly skilled.
The game's over, bro. I'm gonna try and get you out of this joint.
Dribble, got the bag, shoot threes. Jokic, point center. Giannis, dominant player, both ends of the floor.
12 points, you're bugging.
And I think it's going to change the league that I feel over the next 4 to 5
it's
years,
okay.
Maybe longer.
You gotta earn those 12 points, though.
And Jokic will go back and forth.
Fuck, man. You gotta earn those.
Magic did as best influential player in the NBA. Now, Victor Wembanyama, in about 3 to 4 years, may surpass both. But I like the emergence of gifted,
watch this, get laid.
Big European centers. And there's 2 reasons. One, I think the constant barrage of three-point shots can be boring.
I'm not gonna let you.
It's not terribly layered.
It doesn't matter.
I grew up, you know, we all love what we love at 9 years old in sports, teams, players, cultures. I miss, in baseball, you know, home runs and strikeouts don't do a thing for me. I miss the extra base. I miss stolen bases. That's what I grew up with in baseball. That's why I'll always have a soft spot to some degree on running the football in the NFL. Like, I think it matters, physicality. In the NBA, I like centers. I like bigs. I like physicality down low. So that's the first part of it. The second thing is, I think you get a maturity with a European kid often over an American kid. American kids feel like it's their league. The AAU circuit, I don't think helps team basketball. I'm not sure it actually helps the individual. Steve Kerr said it fundamentally hurts the growth of a basketball player. The American kid grows up with a little bit more entitlement in the NBA. European players come in more mature. They play against older players. They come out of the academy system. Like all of us, they feel like visitors to America. There's a sense of loyalty, not being concerned with their brand. It's about winning basketball, being loyal to Milwaukee, being loyal to San Antonio, being loyal to a Denver or a Dallas. And I think that's good for the league. I don't think mobility is a bad thing. I have defended LeBron James and Kevin Durant for years. But I think ideally, you get players who go to a team and stay in that city
for 15 years.
Brady, New England. Mahomes, Kansas City. I mean, if you look at the NFL, Favre and Aaron Rodgers primarily stayed in Green Bay. It's okay if you leave at the end of your career, but I think that's one of the secret sauces of the NFL, is that great historic players stay in a city for 15 years. I think it's better served for the NBA.
I can't dunk, bro.
Stars staying in their cities. I mean, Shaq's career was always amazing.
I genuinely can't dunk with this bill. I didn't give my.
I look at Kobe's
I didn't give this bill a dunk.
It's greater than Shaq's career, and many historians don't, because my memory.
I just have to do it, and it didn't. It just went for a normal, you know.
The Lakers winning with Gasol, winning.
Sure.